Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm the Posh Guy Who Likes Wrestling. Welcome to episode 7 of my WWE reviews. Unfortunately, I missed last week because I was out of the city and couldn't find time to record it. But thankfully, WWE were nice enough to meet me halfway on this by doing basically nothing for that week. There were two things really to talk about in last week's WWE programming. One was the amazing Sting confrontation sort of magic shenanigans thing with Triple H, which they were nice enough to replay this week on Raw in its entirety pretty much. So that's fine, didn't need to tune in for that. And also the tag team turmoil match on Smackdown, where Bryan and Reigns begrudgingly earned each other's respect over the course of what was essentially an hour-long marathon match. It was brilliant, it was a great piece of WWE storytelling, and it was pretty much cancelled out this week when they went back to beating the crap out of each other. But the tag team turmoil match was good. I don't want to do that one down. Find it if you can. Alright, let's get on with this week with Monday Night Raw! That was more flamboyant than usual. Anyway, we kick off Monday Night Raw with a promo because it's Monday Night Raw and that's what happens. This time the promo is from John Cena. He starts off with his typical, "Oh, looks like we got a Monday Night Raw going tonight!" He does that... he talks about, "I've been doing this for 12 years and I love this. No more to Rusev's reign of terror. But most of all, he's fighting for the championship." And by championship, I do hope he means the way it looks now and not the spinner belt. He mustn't bring that back. Out comes Rusev. Lana says, "Oh, the same old tired rhetoric, John." Fair. It's a fair point. Rusev says that John Cena's will be crushed. And then they get into an amazing brawl. John Cena gives him a wicked clothesline on the steel, smashes him into the LED display, and then just sits over him, just pounding the crap out of him. Just pounding the crap out of him. Just pounding the crap out of him. It was a bit weird to watch, to be honest. I liked it. And now we have our first match of the evening. It's Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper, both of them competing to see who can be the cover girl on Crazy Jeans and Vests and Dirt Monthly. And it's good. They're knocking the stuffing out of each other. And did Ambrose just bite Harper? That's got to taste profoundly bad. Diving elbow from the top from Ambrose, 2 count. Super kick from Luke Harper, 2 count. The Ambrose's special wind-up clothesline is counted into a wind of change. This is awesome. Then Ambrose hits his wind-up clothesline, gets a dirty deed, and then the pin. That was nice. It was a nice match. And a greasy match. Probably the greasiest match I've ever seen. There's a promo with Kane, Triple H, and The Big Show. Kane chews out The Big Show for KOing him. Triple H gets annoyed by this and says, "I'm looking for solutions, not excuses." There's a Wyatt promo. "You're an empty shell, man. Any fear I had for you is now turned into putrid pity." Third promo in a row with the Rhodes family this time. Goldust, Stardust, and their dad, Dusty Rhodes, who, my goodness, all the years of blading, what have they done to his forehead? He looks like a walnut. Anyway, Dusty Rhodes talks about family and, you gotta have... Can I do an impression of Dusty Rhodes? Get it? No, I can't. But he talks about you got to have family, and Goldust and Stardust, they all hug it out. That's nice, but you just know something's coming. Goldust and Stardust versus The New Day. Why do I hate The New Day so much? And I do. I really do. Maybe it's because I'm British and I distrust cheerfulness. Honestly, what has anyone got anything to be cheerful about? I think it's also the fact that they remind me of the Spirit Squad, but the WWE doesn't know that they're annoying, which is, it's horrible. They're just clapping all the time. So much clapping and the whole... I really hate them. The announcers play up the dissension between Gold and Stardust, saying that Stardust wants to be his own man. Surely, what? Wait, he doesn't want to be Cody, he wants to be his own man. Surely, if he wanted to be his own man, he wouldn't be doing a pale imitation of his brother, he'd be Cody. Never mind. At one point, the crowd start chanting, "You suck," along with the New Day's "You suck, you suck." That's funny. I like that. But there's a miscommunication. Kofi hits Trouble in Paradise to Goldust, and that's the win. And Stardust very slowly helps Goldust to his feet, then hits Crossroads. Oh my god, they've fallen apart! Although, does this mean that they're going to be fighting at Fastlane? Because that's way too early. Maybe not, though. Let's wait till SmackDown. Promo backstage with Reigns talks about Bryan, basically impugns his masculinity. Says that Bryan couldn't handle losing at the Royal Rumble, didn't take it like a man, that Reigns has handed him this opportunity and Reigns will take it away again. Roman Reigns gets boos for this, and then there's a big pop when Bryan comes out to sit on commentary for the Reigns versus Kane's match. Reigns versus... So it's a good showing from Reigns. He looks very athletic. He's leaping around, a couple of things off the turnbuckle. He's improving his moveset piece by piece, which is a good thing. Then Bryan is on commentary. Bryan's quite likable. He's always very likable. And he gets a yes chant going, which distracts Reigns, allows Kane to get the upper hand. He gets the yes chant going again in the match. And then out comes Reigns getting in his face, spears Kane, and then gets back in the ring just in time for the referee to count Kane out. It's a pretty weak victory, but I guess you can attribute that to Bryan. Okay, so there's more growing dissension between those guys. There's a promo from Raniel Breigns saying that Reigns has to get used to yes chants because at Fastlane there's going to be a lot of them. Then there's another promo from Wyatt, another promo, saying that limbo is no place for you, man. Okay, is he going to have a match tonight? Or then there's another promo from the Bellas this time, and they've stolen Paige's clothes. You girls, you mean girls. Just imagine if two male wrestlers did that. Imagine if the Bray Wyatt-Undertaker feud kicked off with Bray Wyatt stealing the Undertaker's clothes and the Undertaker coming out in a towel. That's quite a powerful image, actually. When you look at NXT, the other thing that happened in wrestling last week, and that rivalry is built on teacher-student relationships. It's built on ambition, about the thirst to be the best, to legitimize their gender, to reach for the goal, to finally have their moment in the sun. It's all based on those kind of big themes, and then this seems to just be based around stealing clothes, spray tan, and that. It's embarrassing. Anyway, Paige's game. She has a match with Summer Rae and she gets new clothes, which she steals from a Rosebud. So she comes out dressed as a fairy princess, which is funny when she then puts Summer Rae in the PTO, which again is the best looking submission finisher on the roster. And the crowd go along with it. It's fine because it gives Paige a little bit of something, a bit of character. She's making the best out of what she's been given. She's one-upping the Bellas at their own game. And yeah, the crowd were really into it. And when she gave a good promo after her match saying that she doesn't need to be wearing anything to look good, and after Sunday she's going to be wearing the Divas Championship, the crowd were really behind her. She was getting proper good response from them, which is fine. This feud hasn't been badly built. It has been built. It's just sort of done now, isn't it? It didn't Lay Cool do the whole bullying girls thing? I mean, the Bellas have been doing that forever. Can we make a Divas feud about something other than that? Whatever happened to the pipe bombshell? God, the pipe bombshell that AJ dropped a couple of years ago when she said that she is legitimizing this division. What happened to that? So Seth Rollins comes out and says that, he should be headlining WrestleMania. Can't he technically headline WrestleMania? Because if he's got the contract, surely that entitles him to a match whenever. Can't he just insert himself into the match? Does the contract not allow him to do that? If not, can't he just book a match immediately after, saying whoever wins that match has to face me? Just saying, he's got the briefcase, so he shouldn't be complaining about it. Anyway, he calls out Ziggler. Great. For a one-on-one match. Great. J&J Security look like they're getting involved, and the referee kicks them out, which I think is probably the most fun a WWE referee can have in the ring. When they just go, hey, you're out. They must love doing that. It's a good back and forth match. It's not very long. They're not pulling a lot of high spots. The chain wrestling is great. It's really fluid, and it's a great sense of momentum, and they're both crowd favorites, and they're two of the best wrestlers in the world. And so I'm waiting for this to be a pay-per-view match when they're properly given the time to just get one-on-one. It's just, yeah, they get to the end, and of course J&J security come out, cause a disqualification. Boo. Ryback and Rowan come down to even things up. Is that what the match is going to be here? Because none of these guys have anything booked for Fastlane. It's sort of noticeable at this point, so I'm guessing there's a six-man tag coming. Probably not with J&J, probably with Big Show and Kane. I guess that's what's happening. Out comes Triple H. Yep, an entire recap of him and Sting. It still looks great. And then out comes Nature Boy! Woo! You know, a nice hug for Trips. Now, Nature Boy has sounded drunk in every promo he's ever given. I'm not sure if it's just because that's the way he speaks, or if he has a tongue that's 3 times too big for his mouth. But yeah, he just has this manic, drunken energy. It's like cutting a promo with the crazy guy at the back of the bar that's been there since midday. Anyway, Nature Boy comes out, tells Triple H not to take Sting lightly. You know, really plays up the history between him and Sting. You know, includes like the last ever match televised in WCW between him, between Sting. You know, those guys are the franchises. They're the icons. That's great, because without exposing Sting, which would kind of lower his mystique, it just builds up and builds up this aura around him. You know, they're adding loads of history. They're adding loads of things that makes this match feel like it's really worthwhile. It's great. Triple H says to Nature Boy, when it comes to kicking Sting's ass, you're no Triple H. Ooh. Nate says, okay, I'll tune in next week, but don't let me see you sitting on your ass like you were last week. And then Triple H shoves down the Nature Boy. Wow, he's still taking bumps at his old age. Gets in his face and saying, apart from his wife and his children, he loves WWE more than anything, and anyone who tries to get in the way with him and this company is going down. It's great. Next up, Darren Young and versus the Ascension. Yep, they never named Darren Young's partner. Fuck you, I guess, Darren Young's partner. Yeah, he never gets tagged in. An Ascension double team Darren Young. Out comes Titus O'Neil to make the save. Looks like they're putting the primetime players back together. I mean, that's fine, because since they broke up, none of them have done anything. I have to say, Darren Young, you're a very forgiving man. And also a very stupid-looking man. I don't know, you look like a character in like a Tekken beat-em-up. So yeah, primetime players looking to come back together. Fine. The tag team division needs all the help it can get. And yeah, fuck Darren Young's partner, I guess. After a promo of The Miz asking Bad News Barrett to make an example of Mizdow, we get a match between Mizdow and Bad News Barrett. At one point, Miz interrupts the match saying, Mizdow, I have a scuff on my shoe. Mizdow comes down, cleans the shoe, looks really cross. Boy, he looks really cross. And gets back in the ring. Oh, one more thing. Mizdow turns away, looks back. Boom! Bull hammer elbow. Look out! Ha 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 ha. I mean, that wasn't a match so much as just an extended scene. That's fine, it does what it needs to do. More dissension between Miz and Mizdow. Then Ambrose rushes in, zip lines Bad News Barrett to the turnbuckle and gets him to sign his contract for the Intercontinental title fight. That's great. That's really good. That's advancing a feud in a way that is surprising, is totally in keeping with Ambrose's character, and generally sets up some sort of, oh, they're giving this feud enough kind of gas. Maybe a title change could change hands. Yeah, in one tiny little creative action, they've invigorated a feud that had nothing really going for it. Just takes just a little bit of imagination, just something new. Show us something new, not just people sitting on commentary. Third Wyatt promo of the night. He says, find me. Find me! Or I'll find you. Husband and wife versus husband and wife. It's Jimmy and Naomi versus Tyson Kidd and Natalya. It's an interesting enough matchup. And holy shit, the women kick the guy's ass in the wrestling department. It's brilliant. I mean, Naomi and Natalya are two of the best female athletes on the main roster. And they're actually given a chance to shine. They do chain wrestling. You know, they're both kipping up. They're both kind of doing little cartwheels. They're, great counters, really fluid sense of momentum between moves. Yeah, they're really showing up the guys. Tyson Kidd refuses to tag in. Every time he does, he just slaps the Uso and tags away. So Natalya's left holding the ball, and she gets caught and pinned. That's great. Lovely bit of storytelling. Tyson Kidd's yelling at his wife. He's annoyed. Cesaro's annoyed. Everyone's annoyed at Natalya. She looks really cross. I mean, it's depressing to have a tiny little glimpse into what women's wrestling could be like on the main roster and then have it taken away in service of their husband's storyline. That's a shame. It is essentially relegating women to really able props. But, you know, the storytelling was good. It does make the match at Fastlane seem a bit more exciting. And the main event! The main event! Daniel Bryan versus The Big Show. Roman Reigns is out. Of course he is. Makes sense. Daniel Bryan and Big Show lock it up. They start having a good match. To be honest, Daniel Bryan could have a good match with a dead horse. And Roman Reigns starts handing out autographs and throwing t-shirts and taking selfies with the crowd. That's a pretty lame retaliation there, Reigns. But yeah, Daniel Bryan's getting annoyed by this for some reason. I mean, you could barely see it. I don't know. It feels really forced, basically. Daniel Bryan comes along, gets in Reigns' face. Then Big Show accidentally spears Reigns. Daniel Bryan gets him back in the ring, fights back, is going to dive off the top rope. Whereas Reigns comes in, Superman punches the Big Show, allowing him to have the DQ victory. Daniel Bryan looks cross. He's a cross goat. Boo. Why the long face? Hi. That's more horses, but goats also have long faces. Fuck you, that works. Daniel Bryan jumps off the top rope, flying goat, and drop kicks Roman Reigns out of the ring. He kips up. They lock eyes. Brawl! And it's an awesome brawl at that. The referees have to separate them. Then there's the briefest little handshake. And then they brawl again. And it's great. They're throwing each other into the side. They're throwing each other over the announce table. They bloody each other up a bit. Roman Reigns is bleeding from the mouth, shouting, "Wait till Sunday." They're pulled apart by referees. Then they're fucking shooting daggers at each other. Yeah, good. I mean, this Raw was more about storylines than it was about matches. There were not that many matches, and the matches didn't really have much prolonged action other than very prescribed story beats, which is fine because, you know, it's the go-home edition before a pay-per-view. The pay-per-view is where the wrestling will happen. So it's okay to sort of blue ball the fans a little bit, you know, deny them the wrestling, all front-load it with story. So they've got a reason to turn in, and also they're aching for some proper length matches. So yeah, that's fine. I understand. Right, there we go. Thursday Night Smackdown! And Thursday Night Smackdown kicked off with a match this week. Well, that's nice. Not just a promo. Good, so we have Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. And wow, that was really short. That's done. Then Miz basically tells Mizdow to go to the back, and then we're done. Okay, Daniel Bryan counters the figure four into what looks like a roll-up, turns it into a yes lock. That looked great, and then wrenches him back for the tap out. I mean, that match was hell's short, not even a segment really. But you know, that's no nonsense and makes Daniel Bryan look aggressive, so fair enough. Next up, Ryback versus Kane. Few moves, then Ryback counters an Irish whip attempt into a shell shock. That looked really impressive. Bang! Another really short match. Are we going to have any matches that are longer than a segment? But it does add a new dimension to Ryback's finisher. You know, the fact that he can hit it from out of nowhere is a good thing because those are the best finishers. Bad News Barrett versus R-Truth, and Ambrose is on commentary. Oh, damn it. A really nice thing happened on Raw, and then it just on commentary. Now, it's fair, Ambrose isn't bad on commentary. But it's just, yeah, the nothingy match happens between Bad News Barrett and R-Truth. Most of the cameras are just focused on getting shots of Ambrose. He enrages Bad News Barrett by ignoring him. He turns his back on Bad News Barrett, which, to be fair, you know, Bad News Barrett is English, and that's a very English way of being rude to someone, to turn your back on them. How dare you, sir? I said, how dare you? Bad News Barrett gets rolled up by R-Truth. Fuck me, that man is cursed. I mean, I like Bad News Barrett, and not just because God save our gracious queen, but because he's really talented, but why is it as soon as he's wearing that belt, he just loses so badly? And he's booked to shit. He's made to look really cowardly. He's not a coward. He's a big, huge fucking bare-knuckle brawler. Oh, never mind. But it's just, he must hate being told, hey, we're going to give you the IC title. Oh, no, please, don't. I don't want it. Don't make me be the champion. Another promo from Wyatt. Why does he never deliver any of these in the ring? Why are they always backstage in his smoke room? Why does he do them in a really dark sauna? Anyway, he says, the angel with the burning wings is calling you home. Find me, or I'll find you, man. Oh, good. The New Day's here. And you know what? I do hate the New Day, but I also pity them because they're just clapping. They're looking at the crowd and they're clapping their hands all the way down the entrance ramp. And I pity them because, they're just banging their hands away in a delirious frenzy with their eyes just betraying the sadness and emptiness that belies their very core. Anyway, they're up against the Ascension, and yeah, there's more clapping. Fuck me, all clapping all the time, and I just want to die or kill them. No, I want to kill them. I don't want to die. Anyway, the Ascension finishes off Big E in sound fashion. Big E is so much better than this. And it just goes to show, thinking back, as far as the rumours are to be believed, Big A was to be Vince's golden child. Triple H wanted Reigns, and Vince wanted Big E. They're going to, just imagine Big E versus Brock Lesnar. Ooh. Oh, and by the way, another really short match. What's happening? Reigns versus Harper. And again, this match didn't last longer than a segment, but it was good. I like this one. I actually think it's the best solo match I've seen from Reigns yet, because him and Harper have a really good flow going, and it was short, but there was plenty of athletic spots. Reigns is adding to his arsenal, another few new moves there, and yeah, a super kick bouncing off the ropes into a spear. It was a lovely finish, and yeah, it was a good match. Harper and Reigns are a really good pair. I'm hoping that maybe they'll have some more kind of one-on-one feuding later on in their career if Harper gets a gimmick that's his own. Big Show versus Rowan, and this was barely a match, mostly because Big Show ambushed Rowan before it started, and then a huge choke slam after basically rampaging all over the poor bearded bastard. Now, okay, he jumped in before the match, so it lessens it for Rowan, and it did make Big Show look like a fucking beast, which is what a giant should be booked to look like. I mean, he's been around for ages, everyone's pretty much beaten him, but if you keep booking him like this, you will make him feel important again. It's just, Rowan never had his chance. Cameron versus Paige. Oh, fuck, the Bellas are on commentary. It's so much talking. There's so much talking. Anyway, they have a monotonous drone, and they are not very excited about anything, Brie. That's right, Nikki. And so that basically undermines any of the good stuff that might be happening in the ring. Cameron licks her hand and then slaps Paige with it. That's a great little heel move. The announcers didn't call attention to it, though, because they were too busy fielding the Bella's inane questions. Anyway, Paige locks Cameron in the PTO. Is that going to happen to you, Nikki? No, she holds up her title. That's it. That's fucking lazy booking. And oh no, Gold and Stardust are going one-on-one at Mania. Now, to me, this feud seems like it's backwards, okay? Because they're pegging Goldust as the poor babyface in this and Cody as the aggressive, mad villain. I think it should be the other way around. I think it should... This is how I would book this feud. Have Cody be the babyface and have Goldust be the heel. And the reason their dissension comes in is that Cody feels like Stardust isn't working for him. He tried it to get closer to his brother, but it's not working. He wants to go back to being Cody. Goldust won't let him. He says, no, Stardust is who you are. Be like me. I've made a career out of this. No, be like me. You're Stardust now. And Cody says, no, I want to be Cody. And Goldust slaps him and says, Cody is dead. And then, he starts to beat him up whenever he kind of doesn't want to play ball. Whenever he won't do his Stardust moves, Goldust kind of beats on him and forces him to kind of toe the line with this really weird, fucked up dust thing. You still have Dusty Rhodes come in and say it's all about family. Yeah, Goldust betrays Cody, leaves him down in the dirt and says that Cody Rhodes is dead. Yeah, it means that not only does Cody get to become Cody again, which is he's much better as, because Stardust is just a cat hiss and nothing else. He gets to reinvigorate himself. He gets to become a new man, a fresh-faced Cody Rhodes, and people get a chance to invest in him all over again because he's dropped all the whole face paint stuff. Anyway, that's how I would book the feud. It feels like they've got it ass backwards. And it just makes more sense this way around, I think. Tyson Kidd versus one of the Usos. I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, the match doesn't actually happen in the end because Rusev wrecks that shit. He comes in, kicks everybody, and drops a Bulgarian pipe bomb on John Cena before leaving. Okay, that's fine. When are we going to have a substantial match, just out of interest? No? And now it's time for Ziggler versus Rollins. And I'm really looking forward to this because J&J Security is banned from ringside. It's a one-on-one match between Ziggler and Seth Rollins, two of the best wrestlers in the world. Fantastic. Anyway, they lock it up. It's a great little start. They're feeling each other out. Then we come back after the ad break. Oh, for fuck's sake! Big Show and Kane and Ryback and Rowan are there. Oh, it's a fucking clusterfuck now. I mean, fine, save one-on-one Ziggler Rollins for a bigger event like a pay-per-view, but Kane distracts Ziggler while he's on the top rope. He jumps into a powerbomb into the turnbuckle from Rollins, curb stomp, and the win. And then the guys get it on. J&J Security come down, start triple, quadruple, quintuple teaming everybody. And yes, the heels are left looking strong before their big match on Sunday. So yeah, I counted. There were 9 official matches in that show. That's too many for a 2-hour show. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to complain about there being not enough wrestling, but just it's not enough to just put on a match and then have it end. You got to let the crowd get into it. You got to build up a story. There has to be close calls. They can't just be endless, quick matches because they don't feel substantial. Yeah, so it was a really weird one. Match of the week. Fuck, I don't know. Reigns versus Harper, maybe? No, I mean, probably Ziggler versus Rollins, just in terms of the quality of the action. I just hated the fact that it's just, they're not given their space, their time. Anyway, so yeah, that happened. And now for my thoughts on a thing. Why is it that creative insist on having everyone who's involved in feuds being fucking on commentary the whole goddamn time? Alright? Because most of the feuds that we've had recently, especially Paige versus Nikki Bella, all that they seem to know how to do to further a feud these days is have someone who they're feuding with be in a match, and then have the other person be on the outside chatting to the commentators. It really starting to get under my skin, because first of all, there are already 3 commentators. Okay? That's already one too many voices. As much as I like the guy, we don't need Jerry the King Lawler on commentary anymore. Okay? It should be Michael Cole and JBL on Raw, and Brian Saxton and Booker T on Smackdown. I quite like Booker T. He's mad and talks nonsense, but I quite like him. And plus, having an all-black announce team probably would be a good thing. So already, commentary feels like a box full of hens. And then you add other superstars on top of that, and then you just get no commentary whatsoever. JR has already mentioned this before, that under the current product, the announcers barely pay any attention to the in-ring action as it is. They're spending all their time talking to people who are on commentary with them, or plugging the WWE app, or plugging the network, or talking about whoever's promoting the show this week, or a guest star, or anything like that. They're talking about anything but the match that's happening. Now, that's not necessarily the announcer's fault. They've got earpieces and they're being produced. But it's just, it gets maddening when there are 4 voices on in a match. And during the Paige and Cameron fucking fight, during the Paige and Cameron match, there were 5. Alright? You had Brian Saxton, you had Michael Cole, you had Jerry the King Lawler, you had Brie Bella, and you had Nikki Bella, all jabbering away at the same time over a 5-minute match between Paige and Cameron. And it just drives me out of my balls. I can't take it. Stop it. Not everyone is good on commentary. Ambrose is. AJ Lee is. CM Punk was. When those guys were on, they were entertaining enough to know when to kind of sit back, let the announcers call the match, interject, big up themselves, drop a kind of funny catchphrase or whatever. But not everyone's good on the mic. The Bellas are fucking atrocious on commentary because they don't know when to shut the fuck up. Daniel Bryan isn't very good at it, to be honest, because he's just too nice. He comes across as kind of just being a bit, too passive aggressive. He doesn't come across as having that kind of passion that he does in the ring. Paige isn't that good at it. It's just, it's cookie cutter, lazy booking 101. We don't know what to do, so have this guy in a match, and these people on the outside, and we'll just repeat that back and forth. Oh, and if a title's on the line, have the champion be on commentary and hold up the belt at the end of the match. That'll do. That'll be a feud. It's just a waste of everybody's time. They might as well just have a backstage promo with the guy who was going to be on commentary, because that's at least focused. That's at least gives them the opportunity to not cut across Brian Saxton or jabber over the top of Michael Cole or have to argue with JBL the whole fucking time. All I'm saying is find new ways to have feuds. The WWE have done everything under the sun. They're an imaginative company. You look at Triple H and Sting. You look at, hey, even Ambrose and Bad News Barrett with the zip line thing. That's great. All you have to do is come up with stuff like that and people will get invested because it's new and it's character related. Like, it's not to do with anything of Ambrose's character to sit with a headpiece on and just sort of look and say sardonic things about Bad News Barrett or turn his back on him. That's not what Ambrose should be. Anyway. My thoughts on the thing has just been me bitching. So I'm going to keep it short and just say that less, please. Less from everybody. Thank you. Yes, I took a week off and now I'm back. I'm back. 12 subscribers. Yay. Honestly, to those who did miss the show last week, sorry. I will do my best not to let that happen again. I've been the Posh Guy who likes wrestling. Please subscribe to the video, and because I've got a couple more videos coming over the weekend. I've got a predictions video to follow very shortly, and I'll be reviewing the Fastlane pay-per-view either on Monday or on Tuesday. So I hope to see you for those. Okay guys, see you then. Cheerio.